Welcome to Badia, the heartbeat of tech in MENA. We bring you raw stories and sharp insights from the founders, investors, and leaders building the region's startup ecosystem. Today, we're doing a deep dive into Silicon Badia's investment in Roboost. They're a last-mile logistics player here in MENA.
That's right. And we're really pulling back the curtain using insights from Hussam Shafiq, a principal over at Silicon Badia.
Yeah, last-mile delivery. We all know it's super important, but let's be honest, it can be incredibly inefficient, frustrating even.
Definitely.
So the big question is, what did Silicon Badia see in Roboost? What makes them think this company could be, and this is their term, a category-defining player?
Well, it really starts, like many great startups, with a founder feeling the pain himself. Mohammed Gisraha. He was involved with his family's pharmacies in Tanta, Egypt.
Okay.
And he was just constantly battling these long delivery times. He actually built a robot.
A robot, like a physical machine.
Yeah, robot. Just to handle the initial dispatch. Got it down to under 30 seconds.
Wow, okay. That sounds pretty optimized at the start. But
yeah,
I'm guessing that wasn't the whole story.
And not even close. Even with the super fast robot dispatch, deliveries were still taking around 45 minutes.
So the bottleneck wasn't getting it out the door.
Exactly. It was everything after. The routing, the traffic, find the right address in, crowded cities.
All the chaos on the street, basically.
Precisely. And that frustration, see that the real problem was out there, that's what drove Mohammed to actually build Roboost. He wanted to tackle those root causes.
Okay, so let's get into Roboost itself. How does it tackle that chaos? What is it exactly?
So fundamentally, it's a SaaS solution. It automates and brings intelligence to those tricky parts of last mile.
Intelligence.
Yep.
Meaning it uses data.
A lot of data. Real-time stuff. Traffic conditions, how many deliveries are happening, with agents are free, even like customer complaint history.
Customer history. Interesting. So it makes decisions based on all that.
Yeah, automatically. Assigning agents, but also prioritizing. Say you've got a $1,000 order versus a $10 one.
The system knows to prioritize the big one.
Or maybe flags a customer who complained last time, bumps their order up to make sure things go smoothly. Smart prioritization.
That makes sense. And I heard something about how they handle the delivery agents, something about incentives.
Oh, yeah. This part's really clever. It's got an automated incentive scheme built right in. It tracks agent performance objectively, delivery times, accuracy, things like that.
Okay.
If an agent messes up or is consistently slow, there are penalties. But here's the twist. That penalty money, it gets pooled.
Pooled. And then what?
Then it's redistributed weekly as bonuses to the top-performing agents.
Yeah.
All based on the system's objective tracking.
Huh. So it kind of self-funds the bonuses for the best performers, using the penalties from the underperformers. That's different.
It really is. Creates a very direct performance loop.
All right, let's switch to the investment side. Silicon Badia, Hussam Shafiq first saw Roboost back in late 2022, right, when they were pretty early.
Yeah, very early stage. Mostly serving, smaller clients.
And was that a concern?
Right. Actually, the opposite. Hussam pointed this out, seeing a small mom-and-pop kosher restaurant willing to pay a subscription fee.
Right. Tiny margins there. They don't spend money lightly.
Yeah, exactly. If they see enough value to pay for tech, that's incredibly strong validation.
Yeah.
Much stronger in some ways than a pilot project with a big company. It showed real product market fit, even early on.
Okay, solid validation from the little guys. But there must have been something bigger that really sealed the deal for Silicon Badia.
Oh, there was. It was kind of a dramatic moment. Mohammed Gisraha mentioned to Hussam he had a meeting coming up with McDonald's.
Okay, McDonald's, big name.
Then, just 2 weeks later, Mohammed calls back. He'd close the deal. An annual contract, dollar-denominated, covering 147 McDonald's branches in Egypt.
Wait, hold on. 2 weeks to land McDonald's across nearly 150 branches for an early-stage startup.
Yeah, it's almost unheard of, especially that fast and in a market like Egypt.
That speed is incredible. It tells you McDonald's must have been feeling that last-mile pain pretty acutely.
Absolutely. And Roboost obviously had a compelling, quick-to-implement solution. So you had this combination, right?
Yeah.
You had the deep validation from the small clients showing the core value.
The kosher shop tests.
Right. And then, boom, this massive, rapid enterprise win with McDonald's showing scalability and major market traction. That 1-2 punch was irresistible.
I can see why.
It convinced Silicon Badia to lead the $3 million round. RZM investment, Flat 6 Labs, some Saudi angels came in too.
So thinking about the impact now, how does Roboost actually help businesses compete, especially where products are similar, like pharmacies?
Well, in those commoditized markets, service becomes the differentiator. Fast, reliable delivery is huge. Roboost gives them that edge. If you can promise and deliver quicker than the competition, you win.
Makes sense. And tackling Egypt first, you mentioned the traffic, the challenges. Does success there make it easier to expand?
Definitely. Hussam called Egypt a stress test. If you can make logistics work smoothly in Cairo with all its complexities.
Then places like Saudi or the UAE might seem easier.
Potentially, yes. Or at least you've proven your tech is robust enough for tough regional conditions. It significantly de-risks expansion plans.
Now, there was also something interesting about their team, a social impact angle.
Yes, this is quite unique. The CTO, Mohammed Ali Sadak, he also runs a tech institute, I believe, in Upper Egypt.
Okay.
And he actively recruits top students from there. Many of them young women, apparently for well-paid remote tech roles at Roboost.
Wow. So they're creating opportunities directly in areas that might not have many tech jobs.
Exactly. Is building talent and providing good jobs in underserved communities sort of baked into their growth. It's pretty cool.
That really is. Okay, looking further out, say 5 years, where could Roboost go beyond just optimizing deliveries?
Well, this is where it gets potentially transformative. Think about that network of delivery agents they manage. Many are likely underbanked.
Right. Often paid in cash, maybe no formal bank account.
Exactly. So Roboost, sitting at the center of their work in payments, could potentially partner with fintechs, like Valerie was mentioned, to offer financial services, banking, maybe insurance.
Accessing a group that's usually really hard for traditional fintechs to reach.
Precisely. They have the direct connections to data. And beyond fintech, Hussam floated other ideas. Like becoming a major data player, using all those logistics insights. Or maybe an aggregator, coordinating logistics more broadly. Or really leaning into becoming that fintech powerhouse built on their delivery network. Once you solve that core logistics piece and build the network, other doors open up.
It's a powerful foundation. Okay, so for everyone listening, founders facing similar operational headaches, investors looking for those validated growth stories, tech professionals in the region, Roboost's journey really highlights something important. It shows how deeply understanding and solving a real painful problem with smart tech
And getting that validation across the board, from the smallest shops to global giants,
can unlock serious investment and open up multiple paths for growth, even in challenging markets like we see across MENA.
Yeah, and it makes you think, considering how Roboost combined the tech, the unique talent approach, and this potential fintech layer, what other big nagging inefficiencies are out there in the region? What problems could be tackled with a similar mix of smart technology and maybe a deep focus on the local community and its specific needs?
A really interesting thought to leave people with. For more stories like this, subscribe to Badia newsletter and stay updated on the latest in MENA's tech and startup ecosystem.